And as you heard from the end of that HTV thing, is that Jen didn't realise her microphone was live, so she was doing wah, wah on the end there.
Yeah. It said mute on here. You've done me up like a kipper.
Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to the Midweek Revue. And we've got Jen back with us tonight because, well, as my mother said to me the other night, she said, "Oh, I'm so glad you've got Jen back on tonight. She's always such a nice girl." And I thought, it shows how much my mum knows. But anyway.
She's never met me.
Yeah, she's never met you. I don't think she's met me, actually. So, Jen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Cold.
Cold, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, because you're just up the road from me in cold.
It's a lot warmer today. It was only -2 this morning.
Oh, right. It's not bad. Yeah, it was cold here. Let's put it that way. And right, we've got a few things to go through tonight, and we're going to be throwing it open to the floor because I know some people wanted us to cover some kit news on Sunday, which we didn't get around to doing. So I'm going to throw it open to people to give me their suggestions, and we'll try and incorporate them, shoehorn them live into the show. But we need to talk about your frankly, your naked activity.
Oh, matron. Are you doing it? Are you doing the matron thing?
We're doing the matron thing now. You have been building the Revell, the brand new tool, Revell 32nd scale Hurricane. But there we go. But you have built it.
Can I have another one?
Well, I'm going to say you've built it in a, I won't say unusual manner, but you've built it straight out of the box, sans paint.
It's completely naked, yes. Completely, everywhere.
And what are your impressions of the kit? And don't go, nah, you know.
It's all right, exactly. It's all right, isn't it? I like it, actually. It's actually really good. And really bad because it's Revell. I'm just going to put it back. Hold on.
Right.
It took the better part of 3 whole days to build, which surprised me greatly because I thought building it without any paint on, I'd like smash it together in an afternoon. You know, being rose tinted and all, like back in the day when we were kids and stuff. But no, it took about 3.5 days in total, which is a lot longer than I thought it would. Because it's not got that many bits, has it? Really?
No, but what was causing the hold up with you, given that you weren't having to kind of like eliminate seam lines or anything?
Well, this is it, because I thought as I was going along, what surprised me about it is how I had completely given up on noticing just how long one spends literally actually just building. You kind of get to assuming that all your time gets taken up with painting and mucking up, dicking about with weathering and all that sort of thing. But actually, 3.5 whole days just building it. The reason it took so long, apart from my own OCD, is that every single part had to be prepped.
Right.
And I don't mean snipping off the nubs and, you know, standard cleanup stuff. I mean full on prepped, like mold seams and flash and chunks and nonsense on every single part. So it took a whole day just to do the cockpit.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it is. And that, with no paint or effort in any other way other than physically building it. And truthfully, I didn't put as much effort into the parts cleanup as I would have if I were building it properly. So it would have taken even longer. Properly, sorry. It would take even longer to do it that way. So that surprised me. Lots and lots of cleanup on all of the parts everywhere, literally every single part.
We're just breezing through the instructions here on Revell's website, and it's quite clear that they have designed this kit as is their want. They've designed this kit to squeeze out as many extra variants as they possibly can. And so my first thought is, obviously, they've done the fuselage card as, on a separate cooling. So, I think we can fairly confidently predict that Revell are going to bang out a Mark 1 at some stage. So there's your fuselage screws. Then we scroll down to the wing screws. This is the Mark 2B wing, or perhaps not 2B wing. That's the question. I got all my Hurricane jokes in nice and early, Jen. You said you forgot yours, so
yeah,
absolutely shocking.
Yeah, stop leaning on your mic, you weirdo.
Yeah. Oh well. And so obviously they're going to be kind of wringing more variants out of this. So there you've got the 2B wings.
Yeah, if you look at the those in detail, there's somewhere, I can't see it because I'm dumb all of a sudden. There's cannon barrels in there. There's a Sea Hurricane under fuselage insert, and an A-frame hook, which must be on one of the others.
Well, I was gonna say, because they've got the sprues here, or the runners here, or the frames. But what they have done is they've blanked out.
They've blanked out the spare parts, haven't they? Yes.
Yes. Despite the fact that they're in the kit. Yeah, they're in the kit, so people will see them anyway.
Yeah. So there's a Hurricane under fuselage, the insert piece. Let me grab it again. So this bit here is separate. In fact, the whole belly is all separate pieces. So there's a Sea Hurricane, one of these, together with the actual A-frame, and some what I think are catapult spools to go somewhere. That's all in there. There are cannon barrels in there, and different exhaust pipes, and that's about it. The rest of it's going to have to come. I've just broke it. Whoops. The rest of it will obviously come later, but you can't build a 2C out of the box. And I did a bit of minimal research via Wikipedia because I am not a Hurricane expert by any means. And I don't think you can actually build a Sea Hurricane with what you get in the box either, because I don't think there was such a thing as a Sea Hurricane with a 12-gun wing. But I could be wrong. Correct me. But clearly a 2C will be on the way. There's also a tropical intake for the nose as well, already in there.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say they are going to be wringing out quite a few variants from this, which is good. And we'll just have a quick flick through the instructions here. So the cockpit's fairly well appointed. There's lots going on there, so that's good news. And some nice details, because I noticed when the first sprue images went live online, it got rained on hard by modelers, declaring it to be a disaster, and I don't think it is.
No, not at all. The detail's really, really adequate. I wouldn't say it's excellent. It's not Tamiya or Edward level, probably not even Airfix level, truthfully, but it's certainly adequate. And it isn't also. Do you remember we commented looking at the photographs before that it looked all a bit soft? It is, but it isn't as soft as it looked in those pictures. So those pictures weren't production
No.
pieces, which I think we said, didn't we?
Hmm.
But you
I mean,
see
that
there,
cockpit.
just scroll down again. Do you see at the back of that cockpit assembly, that kind of S-shaped joint in those big pieces at the back there?
Yes.
Those had round edges on my parts. So I had to trim all of the edges to be in 90-degree angles, because if you didn't, it literally just sort of fitted like that.
Oh.
Absolute rubbish.
Yeah.
It's like when you used to build Novo kits back in the day, and you used to carve the parts out of a plate of flash. It was kind of like that, like the modern version of that.
And then we've just got bits and pieces there. We've got, rather curiously, and I don't know why kit companies keep doing this. They've got the well, it's the crash door. Sorry, I was jumping ahead of myself there for a moment. I thought they'd molded the crash door open, but they've not. They've molded it shut. So that's just the bit that goes inside there. You got the engine, very very basic rudimentary engine. It's not really well. It's not even an engine. It's just something there to facilitate an engine shape and to kind of like
literally something to plug the exhaust into, because when they're in, you can't see it.
Yeah.
But it's nice. It's very positive. That's
Yeah.
one of the nice things about the kit, actually.
Yeah, it kind of firms the nose up then, and then we've got bits and pieces for the wheel wells, etc., etc., etc. I gotta say, I mean, now that I've seen the kit, and now that I've seen the seen the instructions and whatever, and now that I've seen a finished model or a built model, so to speak, excuse me, it does not look anywhere near as bad, like I say, as some of the critics who were sharpening their knives at the end of last year. I don't think it's anything like that at all. I think it is.
Oh, it isn't. It's genuinely nice, and I mean, I hope, if nothing else, my building it like this has shown that actually it does fit together supremely well, because there's no gaps on this. It doesn't need any filler. I could sand it down and paint it. Apart from the leading edge inserts, they're a bit pants, but everything else has fitted together beautifully with a little bit of trimming and effort. You're getting told off in chat, dude.
Getting told off what?
You're getting told off in chat big time.
Oh, what have I said?
You keep covering up your microphone when you lean your hand on your chin.
Oh, I'm sorry. Right, hang about.
You're like muting yourself, in effect.
Well, I would have thought most people would be really quite pleased I was doing that, actually.
Well, they seem perturbed, so.
Right, there we go. Are you happy now, everybody? Right, there we go. It's this scarf. It's my Tom Baker scarf.
Comes established.
There we go. So, yeah, it's. I mean, it looks. It's to use that old cliche, workmanlike, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that in a kit.
No, it's quite simple. As long as you're happy to put a bit of time and effort into sorting out the pieces before you try and put them together, it fits together beautifully. But you do need to put that time and effort in. If you don't, it will not. And I predict we'll see a lot of people having a lot of problems with it because of that. Unfortunately, because it is genuinely a nice kit, and it does very much look the part. That's complete.
And they've given you all credit to Revell. They've not gone mad with the decals with this in terms of the number of options. They've just given you 2 marking schemes, and that is a Mark 2B or not 2B of number 79 Squadron Royal Air Force Fairwood Common, South Wales, July 1941, which was one of the very later schemes in dark green, dark earth and sky. And there it is. And then they give you a Hurricane Mark 2B of number 253 Squadron, Royal Air Force Hibblestone, England, late 1941. So again, this is another one with the kind of A-type roundels and whatnot. Now, this is where there is a little bit of controversy, and we're going to call the controversy up right here, right now, and that is that. Here we go. There was a couple of complaints about the kit, and the first one is that. Sorry, I'm just trying to bring the images up. Where are they? There they are. Hang about. Dum ba dum ba dum ba dum dum. Invite. Nope, wrong one. Doom. Let's get my brain into gear. Here we go. The first one is that the Mark IIB, and you'll see it here, and you'll see it very clearly in the next photograph. But being a night fighting Hurricane, what's it got that the kit doesn't have? It's the exhaust glare shield, which is an omission, I think is the best way of putting it. Not a terminal one, because goodness me, they're not exactly difficult things to make, are they?
No, just a bit of plastic card, but that isn't always the point, is it? That's got a different propeller on it than this.
Mm-hmm. I think it might also have a slightly different spinner as well. But yeah, that's an omission, and it's actually you're right. That is. I'm just trying to get my brain into my Hurricanes here. That is that's a de Havilland. That's a pointy de Havilland one, and
The
that
spinner
one.
looks okay, but this propeller hasn't got. On that bigger photo, you can see the sort of prop boss a little bit, can't you? There, this hasn't got.
Yeah, I wonder about that. Whether that's a de Havilland spinner or not. It doesn't seem to be. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick flick through the two of them. Yeah, I'll have to dig that one out. But what you can see, obviously, in that photograph is that that's got the exhaust shield, which, okay, again, like I say, it's not a terminal omission from the kit, and in fact, you'd probably say that it's one of those things that is probably better off made by the modeler.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
But it's surprising Revell missed that. Whether or not that's because they changed their mind at the last minute and did a completely different scheme, and by then it was too late to include the anti-glare shield. I don't know. It's just a surprising omission on a kit that does appear to have been very well researched.
Yeah, well, I've got a theory. It is only a theory because I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just guessing, but I feel like Revell aren't a continuous process. So right. I think somebody, isn't it said that Radu Brinzen has designed the kit. I think somebody else has put it onto the sprues, because when you look at them, none of the parts are in order. All the parts are scattered about all over the place, and they're not even in order on the frame. So it doesn't go 1, 2, 3 in a sensible, logical way. They're all over the place, which I find incredibly irritating. But then you get that, and then the instructions more often than not don't really match the kit. With these Revell, this one they actually do, but the Blackbird, the amount of errors in those instructions is ridiculous. And then probably somebody else again has gone, let's get some 2B markings and just bosh them in there. I don't think it's a continuous sort of homogenized process, honestly. That's the impression I get anyway. But it is a guess. That is a guess.
Yeah, that's a shame that, because it's a nice. It certainly is a nice scheme, and it's two interesting schemes. I mean, modelers will probably complain that they're not, they're not the most interesting of Hurricane 2s out there. But I don't know. You've got to pick a scheme. Let's put it that way. And I certainly like that black one, and the markings are an interesting mix of, kind of like day fighter roundels, but with underwing roundels and everything, but with the night fighter, the night fighter scheme.
It's the one tail wheel as well, just to show you. This one, we're going to find the freaking camera. This tail wheel on the kit is like that's a straight one.
Yep.
Do you see? Oh,
I can see.
I'm very bad at doing this. There you go. Another it's a slight issue, but it is there, yeah.
Yeah, well, like I say, they thing about Revell is sometimes they do these things, and they've got the very best of intentions, and then they just drop the ball in terms of what they're trying to do with the actual plastic. And I'm just having a quick look at the instructions. So what's funny?
David Mummery says there's nothing wrong with it apart from the quality, accuracy, instructions. Yeah.
Apart from that, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. What do the Romans ever do for us? No, I think David, I think sometimes you've got to not make excuses. It's not making excuses, but you've got to take into account that sometimes these things aren't going to be they're not going to be perfect, and I think sometimes there are going to be glitches in any plastic kit. You've just got to kind of accept and acknowledge them, then work around them. I think if as long as it's not anything that stops you from actually building the thing, then that's a win to some extent. Jen's just seen something.
Here's another one I built earlier.
Right.
This is a one from 19 whenever it was. How old is this one?
I think that's got to be 1969.
It could be like that, couldn't it? But it's not. That's got the right propeller though.
Yeah, let me just check to see when that was made. I think that was 1960.
Probably written on it somewhere, isn't it?
It probably is, but we'll find out. Oh my goodness me! So this is what happens when you're trying to get information on the fly. I'm sure it's 1969, and I'm sure somebody out there is going to. Yeah, I think it's 1969. That's an old thing, though. Goodness me! I mean, that's all.
It's not nice, though. A lot nicer.
No, there's a lot of plastic to work with in terms of thickness and thinning things, but beyond that, finesse on that old Revell Hurricane is not. It's not to the forefront.
It's of its time. The difference in that nose profile, that's your favourite thing, isn't it?
It's not great. Yeah, I think that's the thing with Hurricanes of that era, is that they tended to be rather slim on the nose.
Yeah. And
you couldn't really fit a Merlin engine in there. But anyway, so that's so you've built the Revell Hurricane. Where's that heading now?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I've had a bit of chat backwards and forwards on the channel about it because people are saying, "Oh, it's a terrible waste." I actually disagree. I don't think it is. I think it's a useful resource for other people who want to build it for a start. And I got 3.5 odd days of building out of it, and I've got a finished model, kind of. It only cost me £36, so three days for £36 is a bit of a bargain, actually. It's a cheap model, and a lot of people are saying that in the comments. You can forgive it a lot because it's cheap. I don't necessarily agree with that completely, but at the same time, if, let's say, to be comparable, if Airfix would have released this kit, how much would it be? £80 minimum, I'd have thought, around about that mark. If you look at the price of the Buccaneer in 48, that's a similar sort of size, isn't it? So it's pretty much double what Revell are charging. So I think even if you can't use it as an excuse, I think you need to take that into account. Use it as a boot mule, probably.
Well, I mean, I got to say, it does it compared to the concerns about the shapes and some of the details on it. Having now seen, like I say, having seen in the box and having seen your one from the your built up one, a lot of those concerns for me have pretty much kind of evaporated. What problems I perceive in the kit, it's nothing that I would let. Nothing that would get in the way of me building and enjoying one, and whatever shortcomings were left over, I just kind of go,
Yeah,
just
yeah. I will buy another one when they release it as a 2C, without a doubt.
Mhm.
Because that's the one I'd rather build anyway, properly. And nothing in this persuaded me that it wasn't worth the effort, So I think it's a win-win, especially at the price it's at. I would say if you think you want one, go get one, because Revell kits have got a habit of disappearing nowadays, don't they? They release them and then they don't come back for years. So if you want one, go get one. Don't look about.
Absolutely. Right, here is a bit of news. A bit of news. A new release from Airfix. Ooh, and this wasn't in their lineup either. So this is doubly exciting. Doubly exciting. And what it is, it's tea and coffee. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh
Right.
yeah, I saw that just before we came on. I need some.
Yep. I'm sold. I mean, I can't drink the coffee, but I certainly am. I'm certainly on board with the tea. So yes, I will be making overtures to try and grab some of these and try them out. But good, this is fabulous. I mean, it's anything that broadens the hobby out and also expands any brand's kind of market reach can be no bad thing. And I think these are actually the pricing on these is absolutely comparable with a lot of the quality tea and coffee you can get out there. So it's not like it's overpriced either. So they do a Modeler's Brew coffee, and they also do a Warbird. They do a Modeler's tea as well. This is the Warbird Coffee Co, by the way. And it's absolutely. I mean, let's put it this way. I drink industrial levels of tea, and I'm not going to say no to any kit company doing some doing something to bring a brew to bring brews to the modelers. Oh, and I've just had a note turn up on my thing here to say yours is in the post. Excellent. Well, thank you. Thank you, anonymous Airfix person, who I'm not going to name, but
What about mine?
although his picture is there on the side of the screen, so whoops-a-daisy. No, it was Dale. Dale's just said that.
Dale, come
on. Dale's just messaged me to say he says yours is in the post, so that's jolly good. Now the thing is that they do. I hate this when it does this. They say, oh, for goodness sake, come on. Here we go. There we go. It says a cup full of character and carefully crafted, which is probably more than can be said for a lot of model kits out there these days. Airfix is proud to announce Modeler's Brew tea and coffee skillfully made by Warbird Coffee, a small RAF veteran-owned enterprise with a big message. Anyway, it just says coffee worth talking about, acknowledging the countless hours that go into maintaining aircraft in airworthy condition. These aircraft are unique reminders of a time when young men and women would place themselves at the mercy of the enemy and all too often made the ultimate sacrifice in the name of freedom. And our partnered products raise money for the associated aircraft. And so far, since we started in February 2021, we have raised over £4,500 for the UK Warbird community. That's incredible effort there. And it just says that what we've got here, we've got Warbird Modeler's Brew tea and Modeler's Brew coffee as well. So apparently we've got some in the post, so we will report. I can't report on the coffee, but I can report on the tea. and we will report on what it's like. And especially, given that anybody who knows me knows I'm a tea snob, so that's going to have a bit of a going over, shall we say, in terms of tea and whatever. But hopefully, Dale, if you're still watching, we'd like to offer some of these as prizes as well. So if you can get your noggin together, we'll see what we can do, and run a competition and see if we can offer some people some Modeller's Brew tea and coffee. But again, look, I'm going to be biased here. I think it's a great idea because the mortgage and everything. But it's anything that broadens any scope of modeling into other areas is no bad thing. It really isn't. And I think we all drink tea and coffee at our workbenches, and I think this is a brilliant idea.
Yeah, totally agree.
Absolutely.
I am going to order some because I do like the fact that they support vintage aviation as well. That you can get Sally B coffee and Lancaster tea, and they support directly those particular projects, which I think is great. And like you say, it potentially is showcasing modelling again to a wider audience.
No, fantastic. So well done, Airfix. What can I say?
They're getting into everything just lately, aren't they?
Well, can't say no to a nice cup of tea. Let's put it that way. Right, let's play catch up on the comments. Goodness me. Right. Oh dear. Look. Haha. Just ordered. John Patrick Hustron. He says, haha. Just ordered 2 packs. There we go. We're influencers, Jennifer. We are influencers.
The biscuits will follow. Yes.
Yeah. Alan Richardson says, hopefully the biscuits will follow. Dale, got to do the full package here, mate. You got to have Modeller's biscuits, got to have Modeller's tea, you got Modeller's coffee. I think you've got to go for it, So,
biscuit things incoming. Come on, get on
Jim
it.
Altergott, that's interesting. He says, "How about a BF 109 Ersatz coffee brew, an Italian CR42 cappuccino?" Well, funny thing is, I do drink Ersatz coffee because I can't drink coffee. Yeah, but it's called Barley Cup. And it's roasted, because that's what Ersatz coffee was during the war. It was roasted barley.
Okay.
You see, and it's all kicking off now. But roasted barley, and that's what Ersatz coffee was, and that's what you can still get today. Companies like Barley Cup and goodness me, who else does it? There's a company out in Keynsham, actually, would you believe? But yeah, it's just roasted barley, and it's absolutely delicious. And for people like me who can't drink coffee, absolutely fantastic. Anyway, we've got here Rob Monfils goes right to the heart of the matter. Cake. He just says cake in capitals. Brian Wilton says cider. Airfix, come on, cider. Mike Williams says need Airfix cutlery and crockery set now.
Well, I've got an Airfix mug.
Yeah, I got an Airfix mug. So I think the Airfix mugs are out of production at the moment, so they might need to bring them
spoon
back
to stir your tea, sir.
Yeah, Airfix spoon, that'll be good. Rob's gone a bit generation game now. Duvet and pillow set, right? Fine. And David Mummery says, I thoroughly recommend the Airfix pint glass. Do you know what? I still haven't christened my Airfix pint glass.
Shocking.
And I will once I finish the Airfix Katie off, and I'm going to pour myself a pint. Don't laugh. I am going to finish the Airfix Katie off.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Go on. What's funny? Share the joke with the rest of the class. Come on.
It's called an Alex thing, isn't it?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. No. Going back, we've got Airfix already have the tins. Just fill them with biscuits. That's a good point. Airfix tins. Yeah. And Spitfire beer. Yeah, we've got all the things. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the beginning of the show, and we'll say hello to. Oh goodness me! We've got Jim Altergott says greetings and salutations from snowy Chicago. And Damien Mullen says hello from County Down. Alan Richardson says hello. Oh, sorry, went a bit kind of Alan Wicker there. Not Alan Wicker, David Frost. Hello, good evening, welcome, cold from New Hampshire. Although that's a bit Bruce Forsyth. Jan Volek says hello to you all. Mark Ryan, evening. Let's have a look. Dave Swindle, who says evening all. Something on a bit Dixon or Doc Green. Kev, people sitting there thinking, I've no idea what he means by Alan Wicker and what's his name? Dixon or Doc Green. Never mind. Dave Swindle, evening all. Kev Tinker, evening from a cold, wet Great Yarmouth. Simon James Colley just says hi. Dougal McWoogle says greeting peeps. John Patrick Huston says evening all. Looking forward to this one. Tea at the ready. Sorry?
It's not Airfix tea, though, is it?
No, it's not Airfix tea. No, although if it's Miles tea from Porlock, that's a good substitute. He says, getting a plug in there for his favourite tea company.
I like that stuff actually.
It's very good, actually. It's very. I'm running low on it, so I've got to go out and get some more. Actually, Lee Suter says, "Good evening, everyone." Powell Krupovich says, "Evening." Ian Goldstraw says, "Evening, everyone." Stephen Pryor, hello. John Patrick Huston, evening. Mike Williams, he says, "Hello." Thought I'd watch on the tube this evening. They use YouTube. Greg Woodbridge. So hello. All right, let's just say hello to Greg Woodbridge, Dan Wood, Jan Volek. Peter Arthur, he says, hi, everybody. Greetings from the South Pacific. Ooh. Greetings from foggy Somerset. Carlos Ruiz says, hello, all. Mike and Penn Richardson, hello. Nice to see Jen back. Let's have a look. Douglas Hunter says, good evening, everyone. Plastic Monkey, evening from a wet Exmoor. Actually, just going to say, there is actually a tea company based in Exmoor as well. And they do a very fine tea. And I need to go back down to, what's it called? Not Porlock. The Porlock don't do it there. Oh, goodness me. It's a little coastal town on the very edge of Lynmouth. Need to go to Lynmouth, get some more Exmoor tea there. So there we go. Tony Sorry says, hello, everyone. David Mummery, sorry, late, blame the haggis. Yeah, I can't have you tonight, unfortunately. Brian Wilton says, good evening all. Mike Baldwin, same Jen, a lot of work needed to get it ready. I think he's talking about the Hurricane, not Jen. Although we don't know. Yeah, John Walcott saying, please uncover your mic. Yeah, we got it now. Jan Volok says, this seems to follow their 172nd scale setup, where they started with a 2B, then a 2C, then a C Hurricane. So he suspects they're going to do it with the 32nd scale kit. Andy Brennan says, late again. Mike Baldwin. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. My microphone was covered up. That was a shocking folks Paz there. Just having a quick look. So scrolling down. Herman Hambrush says hello. Steve Moore says something like Doughty Rotol prop. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Aviation in Scale says Airfix kit would have had more stencils. Damn right. And what else? James Mills says, love the Airfix 24 scale Hurricane. Rob Monfils says, hurrah, in the full room. Yep, okay, we've got Craig Sargent, so let me know when they do a whiskey. Yeah, we're all up to speed now on the Mike Williams says £5 for 80 tea bags is a bit steep. I don't know, Mike, because when I'm buying my bespoke tea bags, that's what I'm paying. So, you know, it's I'm used to that price. So anyway, and John Patrick Huston says, haha, just ordered 2 packs because we are influencers and we're getting everybody to go out and buy Airfix tea and coffee now. So that's good. So yeah, it's turning into the interesting tea party. Of course it is.
It's always been that, really.
It's always been that way. It was always the interesting cake company, and it's, you know. And Glenn Broman says, ice cold in Detroit. Is it ever warm in Detroit? That's my question.
It is.
Yeah. Anyway, right, Jen. Of all the releases so far announced in 2023, what has grabbed your fancy?
Oh gosh,
I thought
not a
I'd put
lot,
you on the spot.
honestly. I found a truck for Mini Art May.
Right.
That's happening. Airfix wise, what was it? I can't even remember what they did now. There was something I wanted to buy. Remind me what they're releasing.
A Buccaneer.
Yeah.
God, I don't ask me. I don't know. I'm only working on them.
You bloody already designed them all, man. Come on.
They're doing that. They're doing the. They're
Oh, it
doing
was the Oster.
what? Sorry.
The Oster. That was what I wanted.
Oster, yeah, with new glass parts.
Yes.
They're doing the Mosquito with the. I think it's a PR Mosquito now.
Yeah, that was another one. Thank you.
I've also got to be very careful I don't blurt out something which is in the which is coming up.
Organic. That's right. I've just reminded myself by Googling it, folks.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, and there's another one as well, and the
Empire F-35 Dam Busters things. Yeah, it's the Mosquito and the Little Oster, and probably a little bit bizarrely the Big Stuka.
Well, actually, excuse me. Yeah, I've got one of the older boxings of the Big Stuka, but it's one of those kits that I just love to build it one day.
I've never had one. I've never even seen one.
Right.
It's always eluded me.
It's quite an impressive kit. I seem to remember Ron Firth. Did you ever meet Ron Firth?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Lovely old guy from Yorkshire. Did Plastic Kit Constructor magazine and whatnot. And he had a magazine in the 70s called Pamag. And they ran an article in there for the perfect kit. And it actually appeared in a kind of like an editorial and advertorial in the Airfix catalogue at the time. And they were of the opinion that the Airfix 24 scale Stuka was as near to perfection as you could get in a plastic kit at the time.
I've heard a lot of good things about it. Yeah, I've got a little book. You remember the little hardback books they did?
I've got
series?
2 copies of that.
Yeah, I've got one of those of it. Outside of being parochial, the CH-53, is it? No, 54. The Sky Crane helicopter.
Oh, yes.
ICM are bringing out intrigues me greatly.
We were talking about that on Sunday and marveling at its vastness.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't that size. I wish it was like 72nd, honestly. But and I do obviously have the Qatari Spitfire pre-ordered for whenever that decides to come out. Yeah, I don't need any more kits, John. I'm sorry, it's really boring off me. But...
No, I don't need any more kits. I wouldn't mind a few more, let's put it that way.
I really want any more either.
No, I don't want any more actually, but no, I do. I think the one actually
of the let's see. I can't.
Yeah, let's see that.
It's the odd few
of
up
the
there.
Airfix stuff that's coming out this year. I've got to say the one that obviously all the new tools are always exciting or whatever, but the one that's I'm really kind of really excited for is the Bond Bug.
Predictably.
I don't know why, but it's one of those iconic kits from my youth that I never got hold of, and it's such and it's such an unusual vehicle, and I just want one. Going to get one. James Tainton says, "What about the HPM Gigant in 30 seconds ago?"
Yeah,
the Gigant.
It's just silly.
Actually, I'll see if I can go and find one. Actually, HPM Gigant.
That's a good shout, Mike. Yeah, G Fury to go with G Fire. Are they going to do G Hunt?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. That would be good, though, wouldn't it? But let's have a look. HPM 30-second scale Gigant.
Let's have a look. You shared it earlier, didn't you?
What's that?
The Gigant. You shared it. I'm sure you did.
I did. Here we go. I'm sure we've got a. I don't want to share too many images because I'm never quite sure whether they're manufacturers' photos or whether they are. I'm just having a look here. No, I think these are somebody's private photographs of the kit. But suffice to say, it's mahoosive. And it's, yeah. I mean, I've always fancied building the Italeri one in 72nd scale. I'm thinking that's going to be a handful, but this is
It's
just
quite large, even in 72nd.
So, well, I'll tell you what we'll do is this is from Large Scale Planes, and we will put the URL on the. Here we go. We've put the URL on the Facebook page. You can all go along and have a look at the. Have a look at that. Yeah, Mike Williams says just over 5 foot wingspan on that 32nd scale Gigant. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Jeff Baker says, did you put the Westland titles as well as Fairy titles on the Rotodyne decals? Don't know, Jeff. I haven't done the decal sheet yet, so we'll have to wait and see. You'll just have to wait. You have to wait until Christmas Day and see what you get. So anyway, yeah, well, we'll see what we can do with that. Dan Wood says, okay, that's interesting. He says, I saw someone at Airfix say they probably wouldn't be doing G Hunt as it was an export hunter, which the kit as it is now doesn't cover. They did say never say never, though. So, and Craig Sargent says, he says, that's not a model, it's a minor dwelling. Yeah, I agree with him.
It's not even a very interesting huge model when you think about it, because there's not really anything going on with it, is there? It's
huge interior, obviously. Right, Robert Johnson says, Jen, when I asked for Genesis models, I got a guy building models. What address for your channel?
That's not me. That's the other one. That's the pretend one. But you need to substitute the G for a J to go with my name. It's a little play on words, and then you'll find me.
I think we've got banners here. I'm sure we've saved one here which has your I'm sure it's one that we've saved here which has got, there we go. Ta-da! That's you.
Ta-da! See, J, not good.
No. So it's Genesis Designs and Model Craft. So head that way, and then you will be rewarded with.
Prepare to be underwhelmed.
Well, prepare to be. Prepare. That's all I can say. No, there's Jen's videos are very entertaining. So, and I say that with a straight face. I mean, they are genuinely entertaining. I don't mean that they're entertaining. They're very entertaining. So, I think that's the thing is that
you should be entertained just by the sheer fact that I've never yet sworn in a single video.
Yeah, and you're not going to do it on this show tonight
No,
either. So,
haven't you seen how good I am?
Yes,
it amazes me.
I think that the goodness me, because I'm going to set myself up for a fall here. I think one of the things is that there are some very good and some very earnest and well-meant modeling videos out there that can be drier than a desiccated kind of like Rivita. You know, they're just. That's the thing. I think that's why Night Shift has got such traction with his channel, because he's just got that kind of cheekiness about him. He's got, he kind of engages you as a human being, and he's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I mean, I'm not knocking anybody's videos things. I know they put a lot of effort into it, but it can be problematical trying to invest kind of, like a liveliness or something in these videos. It's a tricky one. Like I said, I'm not knocking anybody's videos either, because I don't do them at the moment.
Production values as well. It's difficult. Martin's stumbled on a great balance of his own personality, his standard of modelling, and the standard of his actual videos is really high across the board. I don't match that and never will, because it's he's got dedicated workbenches, he's got space, and it's what he does. It's his job now, isn't it? So it's not, most YouTubers, it isn't their prime employment, so they're never going to put that amount of effort, or they can't put that amount of effort into the production of the videos that he does. I don't know if people are even interested, but to put a half an hour video up on YouTube, you're looking at about 8 hours of effort with, the actual initial filming and then editing and messing about and getting it all uploaded. It's about 8 hours per half hour for me. If you have better computers, it's probably a bit quicker, but just my old laptop, it's quite slow. So.
James Tainton says AFV 109 armor kit. I think, James, are you talking about the M109? We'll come back
they're
to
bringing
that.
out a Messerschmitt, aren't they?
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Oh, unless he's on about I don't know, actually.
That shows how up to date I am.
No, actually, I'm wrong. That's something else. I think he means something else entirely.
AFV Club. Me109. Let's have a look. I don't know. No, I can't find anything. No, they're doing another variant on the 109 self-propelled gun. So
I'm thinking of Border Models 109. That's
Border Models. Yeah. No. We'll scrub that one. No, okay. Yeah, Craig Sargent says Border is doing a 35th scale 109. Indeed, they are. Mike Williams says, as much as I like to do YouTube, I simply wouldn't have the time or editing ability / know-how.
This is a learning curve for sure. And money as well. I've had to invest quite a lot of money into various bits of kit to do it. So.
Yeah. Oh God, tell me about it. I mean, this just running a streaming service is pricey. Let's put it that way. But I'm not going cap in hand to the good viewers yet. Not just yet. Anyway,
even yet. Put it that way.
Yeah. But obviously, if you can throw a few coins in here for
keep him in his Airfix modeller's brew. It's £5.
Oh God, my hair's gone.
It's £5 a bag.
Yes. No, I'm fine. Tron Patrick Huston says, try Amalgam's Spitfire. Okay. Amalgam. I like doing these things on the fly because Amalgam Spitfire, I don't know what that is. So, oh my goodness me. Yes.
Jared Watkinson's got hold of 97 meters of Reynolds wrap. That is a lot. How much is in the pack? 50 square feet.
Yep. Okay. Amalgam. Right. Hold on to your hats, everybody, because Amalgam do these beautiful bespoke Spitfire models. Oh my goodness me, they are stunning. However, they also come at a price. And here we go. That is their beautiful Spitfire Mark 1. Oh my goodness me, it looks incroyable. It's quite a thing of beauty.
Very nice.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
What scale and how many pounds?
I think it's 32nd scale. I'll just go back and check that in a minute. I think it's 32nd scale. Could be 24 scale. How many pounds, you say? Much pounds, Jen. Much pounds. 34,995 pounds.
Oh, I should be all right then.
Sell a kidney.
Well, no, I'm not going to line
1/16th scale.
1/16. That's large.
That's large, yeah. 1/16th scale, but yeah, 34,995 pounds. So if you've got the money, go for it. That's probably somebody's lifetime's worth of modelling budget in one model there. But I got to say, it looks gorgeous. It looks absolutely fabulous. But might not be, you know, when it's a model which equates to how much I got left to pay off the mortgage on this place, it's kind of like, yeah, might not be in the market for one of them. But anybody who is, you know, go for it. You know, I don't begrudge you.
Going
But
to
yeah,
make my mind.
these do look fabulous. Just seeing what else they do. Models. Let's see. Oh my goodness me.
Oh golly, look at that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They do a lot. So we'll come back. We'll come back and have a proper look at them at another time. But yeah, Amalgam Connection, Spitfire Mark 1, 1/18 scale. Oh my goodness me. And let's have a look. Let's have a look. I'm just having a look. Right, we're just going to sort out this M109. Right, okay. It's Pavel Krufovich says M110A2 from AFV Club, not M109. Completely different thing. And I'm just having a look at down here. Yeah, it's the AFV Club M110A2. So we'll see if we can bring that up. Just bear with me a sec, because I don't know anything about these. So M1110A2. How exciting! Here we go. Dum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum. Oh my goodness me! Right, okay, here we are. Oh, incroyable! Right, hang about. This is bear with. Here we go. This is AFV Club, and it's US Army M110 rather howitzer. Yeah, that's a whopper. That also looks like a fantastic weathering project as well. But yeah, it's completely new tooling of the M1110 SPG, markings for US Army and Vietnam War and Europe service. And we'll just have a quick scroll down here. And yeah, 2022 tooling. It does. We'll keep an eye out on this one, but that does look quite special. And it does look like that should be quite spectacular, given the detail that AFV Club put into their kits these days. So yeah, okay. I mean, we are honestly, Jen. The problem is these days is just playing catch up on. Sorry, Powell Krupich says that this one is the older M1110 kit. The new one is an M110A2. Right, I got that wrong. I do apologize. I'm just going to say this is the problem: is that there's so many new kits coming out these days that I lose track of who's doing what and where. So yeah, okay, we'll try and get some information. Powell, if you can find me a photograph of the new version, ping it to me and we'll feature it in the next show on Sunday. Yeah, like I say, this is the problem these days, Jen, is there's so much coming out.
There is, yeah. You can't really keep up.
It's impossible to play catch up on all these things.
I sat down and wrote down things I wanted to build, and I realised I'm already full really for the year, and I've not even really started any of the things I want to start because I'm still working on the damn Blackbird. So it's really difficult to keep up. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
if you were just reviewing them, it would still be difficult to keep up with them.
Well, all I'm doing is just mentioning them on the show, and I can't keep up with them. I can't keep up with them. But we are hoping to incorporate some more reviews in future shows and whatever. We just need to get January out the way and some of February as well, because it's just proving to be a bit of a logjam month in terms of personal projects and work projects and things, and it's just a bit, it's a bit fraught, I think is a good way of putting it. But we'll get there. Goodness me, I can't believe it. We've actually chewed up an hour of people's times.
We have, yes. They're still not happy with you because you've been asking for help and then you're not taking the suggestions that.
Right, go on. What have I
you should
not?
Apologise to your viewers.
Go on. What have I not done?
You asked for suggestions, And Powell posted a photograph and you've ignored it.
Okay, I posted the photograph of the new one in the thread where you asked for suggestions for the Sunday show. Powell, I just didn't see that. So can you post it again, and then we'll definitely we'll all sit around here and we'll just kind of drum our thumbs for the next few minutes, and then if you can post it again, then we'll bring it up and we'll talk about it now. Jim Altergott says Copper State models. We did have some. Somebody did send us some very nice photographs of Copper State models. Unfortunately, they were just too small to actually put on the show. So we're going to try again to see if we can get some bigger ones. Jen, the good angel on John's shoulder.
I think John would agree, Dave.
No, I'm not. John is off Powell's Christmas card list. No, he's not off my Christmas card list. Not yet, anyway. Right, okay, Powell, please send that thing through, and we're keeping the show open for a few more minutes in order to kind of include it. But apologies if we missed it yet again. Whoopsie daisy. Whoopsie. Yeah, Copper State models. I'm just going to see if I can pull up one of the. No, because we did that on Wednesday, on Sunday's show, and unfortunately, like I say, the images we've got are just too small. You can't do it. Here we go. Right, okay. I'm going to have to go to. This is the one thing with this streaming service is that if they post a link. Somebody posts a link on our show. What we can't do is we then can't actually actively click and call up that as a, call it up as a, as an actual link on the show. So that's a bit annoying. But we're just going to go into the timeline now and go and grab that. We're going to extricate that now. He said, "Oh my goodness me! Come on, let's get this." Here we go. We'll get there in the end. Don't worry, folks. I know, yeah, I can see Jen sniggering away in the background there. Oh, my goodness me. Do you know what? This still hasn't actually kind of come through on the timeline, which is... Oh, there we go. There we go. Finally. There we go. Right. Here we go. Let's keep Powell happy. Here we go. Share screen. Everybody happy. There we go. This is
Yay!
the M110A2, but this is a new toolkit apparently. Yeah, happy Lunar New Year 2023 from AFV Club. Happy New Year indeed. So there we go. That's it. But that is a brand new kit apparently. So discuss. Is that a variant that's not been done before? A sub-variant of the M10? I don't know. Not my meat and potatoes, but I'm always willing to listen to people who know more about these subjects than I do, or indeed know more about anything than I do, which is not difficult because exactly. But yeah, that's a new one from AFE Club. So be interesting to see what's new in it and what they've done differently. But there we go. Everybody happy now. Everybody happy. He says he looks big. It's 35th scale though, so it's not going to be mahoosive. But there we go. Right. Dave Fleming says Italeri did an old 110, but it was a 70s tool. I do know that. James Tayton says M17 hip from
the Russian helicopter.
Yeah, that's from AFE Club. That is from. Oh God, I've forgotten what they're called again. And you've forgotten what they're called as well.
It popped up and I saw it and I was excited to get one because I've wanted to build an MI8 for the longest time. Well, since I was in Afghanistan, actually, because there was one there. It was just so cool because it was in civilian colours. And I went over there and went on board it and had a walk around it. And I've got photographs of it. And I've wanted to build it ever since, but there's not been a kit.
Right, here we go. It's Avant-Garde.
There we go.
Avant-Garde. Sorry about that, Avant-Garde. I do apologise. The problem is when you kind of like try releasing an F-14 Tomcat for about the best part of about 10 years, and it still didn't turn up. You tend to kind of push these things to the back of your mind. So I do apologise. Let's find the Avant-Garde. Dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. This is what comes of trying to do stuff on the fly. Oh goodness me! If we can't find M17 hip, there we go. I don't know. I did an M18, M17 hip. There we go. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Yep, they're doing a. There we go. Right, finally, they're doing the M17 hip in 48 scale. And oh my goodness me, they've actually got sprue shots. So, okay, here we go. Hold on to your mug of cocoa, folks, because here we go. Bum ba dum ba bum. There we go. Right. Goodness me, it's been a long day. Aren't they all? There we go. There we go. Right. 017 hip.
There it is.
And this is AMK, and it's also Antera as well.
Who's that? What's that? What's an electro?
I think they're a design studio.
Okay.
48 scale unassembled model kit. But got to say, it looks rather tasty. And hopefully AMK can actually get this out a bit quicker than they did their Tomcats. And it does looks good. I think that certainly looks workmanlike. I don't know what you're thinking, Jen, but I'm liking the look of it.
Looks nice. Yes, yeah. I'm liking the look of it.
Yes. I think I'd like to see more rivets on it, but that's just me. But that's just me being picky. But
they are lumpy old things.
Yeah, and then we've got more bits and pieces, antennae, bits and blobs. I mean, these are. I would hazard a guess that these are very early test shots because they are because there's some flash up there and a little bit of shrinkage. And I tell you what, you can always tell early test shots because they've just got everything's got a slightly kind of glossy look to them from where they've still not quite adjusted the temperature of the plastic and whatever. Clear parts, and then rocket pods. That's quite an unusual way of molding them. I think it's just one cavity, and it's kind of been stepped and repeated really. And there's the rotor blades. And again, this is innovative, I think is a good way of putting it.
Look at that, one-piece bodies. Nice.
Yeah. Do like the look of that. And this is where AMK can be at their strength, let's put it that way.
Look, you can stack them. That's really not useful.
But it's cool. And then you've got a small photo etch fret of bits and bobs. I'm not going to look at that. And
I'd definitely be up for one of them. Definitely.
That does look rather good. So we will be keeping an eye out on that one as and when it becomes available. No idea on price, but I think that is definitely one. That's definitely a star for 2023. So we will.
Don't mince your words, Parrell. Say what you mean.
What's that?
It says it's not AMK's design, so hopefully it'll be good.
Ooh.
Gosh.
Yeah, harsh. JM, have you thought about doing a line of T-shirt with the slogan "Here we go"? They would be a big seller. Here we go. I'm not sure what the here. Not sure what the "Here we go."
You said it about 94 times when you were getting that link up.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah. Well, here we go. I know. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll certainly have some T-shirts about Smart Alex. Let's put it that way.
I'll have one that just says "sniff" on it.
Well, either one that's got sniff. I think my other one would just be because I say that a lot. Anyway, Pavel Krufovich says, Dave Fleming says, am I right in thinking the British rebarreled all their M107s to M110A2s? That's one for Powell to answer. Anyway, we are out of time. Yeah, bear with. Yeah, that's my favourite, actually. Yeah, we're going to have a T-shirt. It's got
They're getting really rude. I think we should just stop the show right now. Punishment. Behave like children. Stop picking on Jonathan. He can't help it.
No, I've got broad shoulders, and also I know where they all live. So it's
all of you people are not allowed to win tea.
Yeah, IMC phrasing bingo. Somebody is watching Archer too much there, and Rob Monfils says jam on first. Jam on first, indeed, Rob. That's the truth. The truth. Yeah, scrolls down. That's another favourite. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to be doing some memes in my spare time of my favourite modelling cliches. Anyway, look, we are out of time, unfortunately. I like to say, Jen, any other business?
No, not really.
Oh.
Unless you want me to plug my own products.
Go on, plug your products.
Look out, everybody, for the next thrilling instalment of the Blackbird build on Genesis Designs and Modelcraft, where I discuss shades of black and pointless pre-shading. There you go. I've finished. Carry on building.
Big thank you to Jen for joining us tonight. Always a pleasure to have Jen on because she's, how can I put it? I never quite know where things are going to go with Jen. So whereas Drew and Spencer are just so boringly predictable, it's unbelievable. But no, I didn't mean that. I did mean it though. Anyway, on that note, I'm just going to say thank you to Jen for joining us tonight. That's been absolutely marvellous. And Jen, we will have you back on again very, very soon, if you don't mind.
I'll do that.
Jolly good. And also, as and when you've got some time off, we need to bundle you down to Somerset and go and visit a few model shops as well. So
yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, we've definitely got to do that.
Tell me you appreciated Blue. I did. I'm proving a point, Steve.
You can pre-shade black, actually.
Yeah, you can. Look.
I did that with a Revell I built 30 odd years ago. That I I painted it grey, then I went in there with black, and then I went over it with like a very thin black glaze. And what you ended up with is this lovely variegated finish on it. It looked fabulous. Don't ask me where the model is, but it's in a there we go. Yeah, there's the winner. T-shirt saying cover it. Well, that is our stock in trade. That's our trademark. So we are going to be doing T-shirts or badges that say cover it in mud. So yeah, I think we're going to do some badges this year. So anyway, look, big thank you to Jen for joining us tonight. It has been a pleasure as always. We will be back on Wednesday. I don't know which one of our regulars will be putting themselves up for the ritual humiliation of another live show, but we'll work out something between the two of them or the three of them or however many. Until then, as always, it just remains for me to get me false teeth in. It remains for me to say thank you all for watching. Stay safe, stay out of trouble, and we'll be back in the middle of the week. So until then, bye for now. Oh no, we'll be back on Sunday. What am I talking about?
Back on Wednesday. It's Wednesday today.
I know. It's been a long week, Jen. It's been a long week. See you Sunday, folks. Bye.